Okay, so I wanted to show you, first of all, social media marketing. You probably noticed um, on the Active Realty social media channels that they've started to do. Hold on, I think I can. Kelly, can you mute real quick? Because you're giving feedback. Um, so you've probably seen on the Active Realty social media websites. If you haven't followed them, if you aren't, you should. They've hired this gal. Her name is Holly, and she's doing a really great job of social media. So when you go on, like she had one with Sierra and Daniel last week, they did an Instagram live. So they have a whole structure now to their social media marketing. And I think it's great, to um, they're doing live feeds so you can see like secret to getting ahead is getting started. Contact us today. We'll find you the perfect home no matter what. Happy Easter. Um, here's one. They're talking about Active Realty is a trusted and growing brokerage. Join our team today, recruiting. So there's just a lot. Then they have, obviously, they're not doing much with Justin and Suzanne's post right now. They're doing property marketing. Um, here was the real estate tips. They did a Facebook, Instagram story post, and can be another general post linked to the blog page on their site, decluttering the home with tips. So we'll be doing things like this. At least I will for the team. I can't promise how often I'll do it. I want it to be at least once a week. That's my goal. Once the website is up, I do plan to start some sort of video podcast. Um, I played around with that, doing that Pitch It Live. Brandy and I tried that with Zenvu. I really wasn't happy with their quality of work. I haven't been real happy with, I think they do a fine job of taking photos of houses, but the rest of it, it's just kind of mediocre. I like them a lot, but I don't feel their work is superb. Put it this way, for my own small condo listing in Anaheim, I'm not using Zenvu for the pictures. I'm going to go back to Matt Curry, who I used to work with. He's the guy that also has all of our brochure templates. So all of these templates for our brochures and your picture, our team logo, all of our brokerage logo. He has all of this on file. So all you have to do is reach out to him and say, hey, I'm on Susan's team. I'd like a just listed postcard. I'd like a just sold postcard. Send him your headshot. He already has our logo and our Active Realty, and he has the template. So please reach him. I did put his contact information in our Slack channel, and I pinned it to the channel. I sent that last week or the week before when I first shared his information with you. Um, so please take advantage of Matt. But anyway, so this is a lot of what's coming up in the Active Realty social media channels. They have a post they're going to do for every single holiday, special day. So just make sure you're following them. And if you need ideas for social media or anything like that, just let me know and I can share with you what they're doing beyond just this um, calendar. Having said that, I am going to create a social media calendar. I think by doing that, it will help me and whoever is comes on board now or in the future to work with this. And I'll share the calendar in our team channel as you gals are doing a great job of posting to social media. I think we could do a better job of tagging, the team and Active Realty and building on what Active Realty is building on as well. I know to some degree you say, well, we don't, Active Realty is being hated, out there, but at the same time, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So, any questions or comments just on social media? No. Okay. Um, so Who's Got Pockets? This is their online site. So Who's Got Pockets? Um, they started on Facebook and they have a really solid following of agents on Facebook. They have moved over to who'sgotpockets.com because Facebook, love or hate Facebook, there's just so many people are kind of navigating away from Facebook a little bit. Facebook for sure is not going away, so I think it's something that'll always be needed. But more and more agents have migrated over here to the who'sgotpockets.com. If you have not created your profile over there, please do. Here, people post what they do on Facebook, but it's more in a even more private channel. You set up a profile, they, approve you into the Who's Got Pockets network. You can advertise on their network. So, you know what? Good for them. You don't have to advertise to be able to post. I don't plan on advertising on their site at this time, but they obviously have a big following and get lots of exposure. So I was thinking of posting my upcoming condo listing in here, but then, and I'd love your feedback as well. And then I thought, well, we're going to go live within the next week. However, I'm honestly hesitant to post it in Who's Got Pockets because I feel in this market, I don't want a bunch of agents sending me offers that are even at asking or even slightly above asking because I just feel on this particular property in general that we are going to get a multitude of offers. Obviously, I don't know how many offers we'll get, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on marketing properties off market that you feel could generate a ton of offers when they go on market? What do you think?
Is it a Zillow property?
No, this is a traditional listing.
I
Hi
don't know.
guys.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
I mean,
So
I don't.
we're about posting traditional listings in the Who's Got Pockets off market channel. I feel that if you feel it's a strong property, like I have another off market that I really feel should be sold off market, just because it's a more challenged property. But I feel on this particular condo that it's a hot commodity, and I don't know if I want to market it off market yet. Like just let it hit the market. So I don't know. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
on that?
I was thinking that. I mean, if you run into trouble with it for whatever reason and you're not getting the same kind of activity that you anticipated, you could always throw it in there and get more. You know what I mean? But you're probably
Right.
going to do fine and get just enough without doing that. But for people like Robert Bush, for people like this guy that I told you about yesterday with the Santa Ana, I don't specifically have somebody in Santa Ana. But if I do run it, because it's like a fixer upper, like he's gonna need to sell it as is because it's like looks like bad inside. You know what I mean? So because of that, we may have to find a specific type of buyer. Some people may not want to just bidding war for an as-is property like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in that case, I
Mhm.
may want to use Who's Got Pockets. But I mean, for yours, you'll probably be fine. I probably won't need to put it in there.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Like for Saeed's property, we definitely want to post it in Who's Got Pockets. Um, but that was kind of my feeling that for the condo, I feel it's going to sell really quickly and have multiple offers. And I don't know that I want to market it off market to agents here because if they come in even with a strong offer, I guess it depends on how strong the offer would be. But I kind of feel like the seller and myself would be like, well, I wonder, it's that question of how much interest and how much more would we have
I
gotten
mean,
if we,
not necessarily though, because some agents may want to avoid the bidding war altogether and just say, what do they, how much more over asking do they want? You know what I mean? And just
right?
come in like way over asking just because this is a great chance of them not having to have a competition. Because that's smart. That's what you did with Zillow, with that one buyer. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think some of these sellers, don't they want to be out there so they get the most aggressive offer instead of a pocket listing? I mean,
Yeah, well,
they
that's
want
what
to
we're
like
talking about. So I think
it's
it depends
P.
on the seller. But for this
And I,
particular seller, I feel, um, I don't know, the condo down the street, it's the exact same floor plan, sold for 25,000 more than we're going to go on market for. We're going on market at our price for a reason. We don't want to go on market at that high of a price point because
what is the price?
the price that we're going on market at is 424,900, and
Where's it at? Where's that at?
Anaheim border Yorba Linda.
Oh,
And thanks, babe. Um, and the model match just sold for 445,000. Um, but we don't want to go on market at 445,000 because we would rather generate more multiple
more
offers.
offers.
Yeah.
So how are you explaining that to the sellers then? Like to say, this is the pros and cons being off market and on market.
Well, I explained the being off market and on market are kind of I've said that we could, I could promote it to my list of agents and my connections, and we could see what type of offers we generate there. Before going on market, if we receive a solid offer, we, can evaluate what the offer and terms are at that time and their proof of funds. And maybe you don't want to go through the stress of having multiple offers. So it really just comes down to reading your seller. Um, However, going on market at 425, essentially 424.9 versus going on at 445, our strategy for that is that people who qualify for 425,000 may not qualify for 445,000. So we want to capture the audience to bring multiple offers, kind of weed out um, or generate interest, and then be able to evaluate more offer scenarios. So
Yeah, makes sense. Was this a Zillow lead?
it's a Zillow. Well,
A Zillow.
technically it is a Zillow lead, but it's not a traditional Zillow lead. It's someone that is friends. This is really interesting though. It's someone who is friends with a Zillow executive, and they chose not to go with Zillow and list traditionally because they felt they could net more money, and their associate at Zillow advised them on that. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, I just wanted to get you guys' insights on that, but I may go ahead and post it and see what we get, in the off market channel, and then we can evaluate at that time. But I am going to go ahead and get on market as soon as possible. It's only 882 square feet, but we're going to stage the property. So I have house cleaners coming, carpet cleaners coming on Wednesday. We're going to do photos on Saturday. And then as soon as the photos are ready, instead of waiting for the brochure to be done, I want to go ahead and get it on the MLS Live. I'm not going to do market due coming soon. The reason I feel for that is because we're heading into spring, and we'll talk more about the properties coming on the market in just a couple of minutes. But I would like to avoid more competition beating us to the market by waiting a couple days on a brochure. You know what I mean? So I feel that strongly that the pictures and then the marketing that we are doing, um, I can deliver brochures 2 days later. You know what I mean? But I don't want to wait um, any longer to get it active on the market because just in the last 2 weeks, 2 other condos with a similar floor plan have come on. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on strategy. If you have any comments, chime in. No. Um, Words of wisdom. WOW. Wow, words of wisdom. So, um, speaking of marketing and opportunities, um, like every lead that you get, every listing that we have, whether it's a team listing, a recent sale in a certain area that you want to work, a Zillow lead or a Zillow listing or an active realty lead or listing, you have to create your own success, meaning there's only so much I can do. Active Realty can provide for you, Zillow leads and listings, but every single one of those, we as agents need to be using each of these to create more opportunity for yourself. So whether it's sending a postcard, door knocking, following up. Brandy has the Mojo Dialer system that is free for, for not free to use, but available for everyone to use. So I just encourage you that don't get comfortable in and just being handed leads through Active Realty or what's going to be generated through our website or referrals that we get. Now is the time to really be out there nurturing these areas that you want to work. And we have all of the tools. You have signs, you have open house signs, you have the website, we have at least the splash page. The IDX integration is being worked on now. It's going to be a fantastic tool for you to be able to, get new clients and leads for yourself, send them to your clients that you're working with, potential clients. But if you're not working all these opportunities, whether it's a Zillow listing, one of ours, a closed sale, the leads that you get, then you're missing out on creating more opportunity for yourself. So the word of wisdom, every opportunity is the opportunity to create more opportunity. So I just encourage you all, I know we're all busy, but as I'm going to create a social media calendar for myself, set a calendar for yourself. I'm going to I'm going to order these postcards. I'm going to mail out this to this my sphere, this many people. I'm going to door knock once a week. I had a huge amount of success when I used to take that buyer letter and I had a specific community or two communities, and I would print out, 200 copies of the letter, and I would literally leave it on doorsteps. And I would knock on the door if I had the time. And I would choose communities that were, say, 100, 200 homes. And I had a lot of success with that. So don't underestimate the power of creating more opportunity for yourself. Another thing is open houses are opening up. People are doing open houses by appointment. When I used to get, and where I used to get the majority of my leads from, this was before Zillow and Active Realty, I would do open houses at listings that my brokerage had, agents that I knew, that I worked with, that they had. I would cherry pick listings and I would do open houses at those. And then all of those buyers that came in were my clients. And then I would work those. Did they all end up buying? No, but those were all leads and they were direct leads to me based on open houses. I was really successful with that. So you have your open house marketing materials and you have all the tools you need. So I encourage you to be out there now that we can do open houses again. Cherry pick listings that you want. And even if they're not Active Realty listings, I used to reach out to agents at even other brokerages and say, hey, can I host open house for you this weekend? Sometimes they'd say yes, sometimes they'd say no. And guess what? You don't owe them a referral for that. That's all your lead. And they're grateful that someone held the property open because they obviously didn't want to do it or didn't have the time. So I'd love your comments on that before I get to the next section.
I would love to do open houses. It's just a matter of whether it's officially opened up or what the situation is. By appointment only, we can still do them, but I think it limits the pool a little bit, you know.
Well, I think in my opinion, the by appointment only sign is just to protect you
Oh,
legally.
oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, other agents are not doing that. They're just doing regular
They're just
open
doing it.
houses. Like I saw a property and they said only by open house. Are we showing this property?
Yeah, so the by appointment only writers are really, I just bought those as a protection mechanism. I don't think it's going to deter people from stopping by your open house at all. It was just a legal protection in place for you.
Hey,
I
Susan, can I jump off quickly? I'm trying to get someone out of our house on 41st Street. You know the house now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
sure.
quit.
Okay.
We're here
So,
right now. Just,
yeah, no problem. So yesterday I showed property to a client and um, they were leaving the property. A buyer walked in as I was closing up. She didn't have an agent, and I said, oh, well, do you have an appointment? And she said, no. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Is that okay? I said, no, it's fine. We're the only ones here. Come on in, So I invited her in. Now that's a lead just based on showing a property. So I don't feel that even if your signs say by appointment only, it's going to deter people from coming. If they want to come, they're going to come.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the situation with Saeed's property. If Catherine, if we can get her to leave, for a few hours while we do one, or if she'd be okay with that. I know her son is disabled.
Yeah, but we
But
already established up front with her, at least I did, that she's going to need
yeah,
to do that. And she said she was more
be
than
open to
happy to accommodate. She's
it. Okay.
actually hoping that the buyer will want want to keep her as a tenant. Yeah. But no, and she's gone during the day. I think it was either Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday. She's gone during the day. So you can even do, take your work over and do it during the day,
Mhm.
weekends. She understands that she's going to have to leave the property for
Yeah.
several hours while we sell it. And I wouldn't say she's happy to work with us on that, but she's, um, amenable. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so, condo or Zillow updates. So Zillow updates, I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment. Okay, Zillow updates. Um, Shoot, actually I shouldn't have. So Zillow has placed a pause on purchasing condos. And I feel one of the reasons for this is because they don't make as much money on condos. And Brandy, you actually can comment on that.
No, I see that a lot of times, and a lot of the times the repair summaries are high, and it doesn't end up being worth it for the seller. So they're becoming a
Yeah,
lot of discards.
yeah. So they placed a pause on purchasing condos. Um, Here are our current off-market properties for the listing input. Because they have put a pause on purchasing condos, you can definitely see that in our off-market opportunities, fewer condos. Um, I spoke to Suzanne this morning because I was asking her, um, in January, I pushed 80 Zillow properties live. February, it was 56. And for March, it's only going to be around 48 total properties that I pushed live. This goes back to numbers when we first started representing and working with Zillow on their cash offers program, and we only had Riverside County, San Bernardino, so essentially one market. So now we have three markets, and we're back to numbers that are representative of when we only had one market in the very beginning. So, why is this happening? Lots of reasons. One, Zillow has put a pause on purchasing condos in our area. Number two, COVID is opening up and sellers are more open to having people come to their house and going through the listing process. Number three, and Suzanne and I spoke about this, sellers are on to the Zillows and the Redfins and the Open Doors they're on to their program about how much they're asking and demanding. Their fees are high for these properties. So fewer people are selling to Zillow for those reasons. So Brandy, would you like to add to that?
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that people are realizing a lot of those, the reason why there's not so many to push live is because a lot of people, once they get that final offer, they're seeing all this high repairs and they're becoming discards or live transfers, because it's like, why would I pay Zillow $100,000 to fix my property up? If I pay $100,000, this property will go, that'll be more money in my pocket. So like, basically, I'm not going to give Zillow all this money to remodel my home. You know what I mean? So, um,
Right.
yeah, people are hip. People are hip to it.
Yeah, people are hip to it. COVID's opening up, so sellers are more willing to put their property on the market and have people come to their home. And Zillow's put a pause on purchasing condos. Also, Zillow is now doing this MISO. I forget what MISO stands for, but they're now going to, we touched on this last week, where they're going to be pitching us as a brokerage and agents up more upfront early in the process and giving them, okay, here's what your price is going to be. Here's net monies to you if you if you sell your home to Zillow. And then here's an agent that's highly experienced in your area, and they're going to explain to you the process and let you know what your net monies would be if you list traditionally with them. So Zillow is recognizing that the market is opening up because of COVID, and they're also recognizing that their fees are being found out. So that's why we have fewer off markets. Zillow is still guaranteeing us first dibs on leads and lead flow. So if the lead flow has been slow for you specifically, I would reach out to Jake directly and ask him if there's a reason. Zillow is doing specific marketing across the country for their cash offers program and just for their broker partners in general. So know that that is in the works right now, and you will see, you may or may not see, but you should see that. I think I posted it in our team channel that Sierra was showing a $26 million home to a buyer a couple of weeks ago. Any guesses on where that buyer lead came from?
It came from Zillow. I thought she had the listing. I saw it actually on Marissa's Instagram. So I was like, did she just get a $26 million listing?
It was a lead that came through Zillow. So,
Wow.
yeah. So
Well,
here's
I
my
get leads like that too, but I haven't had any that have actually bought anything, you know. So I mean, it's just by
Yeah,
picking up
yours
the
was like
phone.
40 million. Wasn't yours like 40?
No, 24.
Oh, 24? Yeah.
yeah. Well, doesn't mean they won't.
Yeah.
And so my thoughts on that. So make sure your Zillow profile looks great. You all have updated bios, so make sure your bio and your Zillow details look strong. Make sure that you're following up on whatever leads that you do have. And what I mean by that is follow up with them directly, follow up, put notes in Follow Up Boss, put notes on Premier Agent, because people that are doing, putting in the notes, following up in Premier Agent, changing the statuses, commenting, you'll get more lead flow. So just, make sure that you're on top of that. Maybe they didn't buy today. Doesn't mean they won't buy. Put them on a drip campaign. Stay in touch with them. Let them know of any kind of new announcements, any kind of industry knowledge. It doesn't have to be Zillow related or even related to something specific about a community they were buying in. Just any kind of real estate industry updates that let them know that you're in tune to what's going on in the market, makes a difference. Don't give up on them just because they're not buying today. I've said that before, and you'll hear me say that 1,000 more times. So Zillow profile, making sure Premier Agent, Follow Up Boss are updated, putting on them on some kind of drip campaign, sending them all those did you know things that I post in the training channel. Sometimes I post them even in our specific channel. But that's a lot of super valuable information that I get directly. Wall Street Journal, National Association of Realtors, Mansion.com, CNBC. Send this to your clients. They're not seeing this. If they are, they'll appreciate the fact that you're seeing it too, you know. So use all of these, copy and paste and send them a text. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? It took a moment of your time. If you're not farming, start farming. Okay, wanted to show you, you probably saw it in our team channel the other day, but if you didn't, look at it. So McMonagle Group homepage. This is kind of my goal for what our homepage is going to look like. We're going to have a couple of more options up here. We're going to have beautiful photos. We will feature different, I don't think I really want my picture on the homepage, but we'll have meet the team definitely there, probably a team photo. We're going to have community and city highlights like this. We're going to have a lifestyle section to where it'll be somewhat like this. We're going to add schools to our yeah, so we're going to add schools to our section, but it'll look somewhat like that. We're going to be able to highlight our own listings. Right now, until we get some higher end listings, it'll probably pull, we can program the IDX to pull in higher price point listings. So let's say that we have shop fashionably, or let's do golf courses on the green. I don't like some of these titles because I feel like they're a little confusing, but let's do a golf one. So you click on the green, and it's going to bring up listings in Newport Coast, and it's going to list them by high to low. It tells here where the listing feed came from, but when you click on it, so let's say we go over here to this new listing on Sailcrest in Newport Coast. It'll bring up inquire or tour this home, and it'll have Irby Real Estate Group over here, and they put in their name, put in this contact agent. Kelly's question was, who is that going to go to exactly? So what I would like for you to do is kind of browse around this site and see where things go, come up with your questions. I'm going to have our webmaster join us in a meeting when we're ready to launch so that you can meet him and ask your questions directly at that time, okay? So browse around and create your questions that you're going to have regarding the site, who the contact people will be, where they go, and things like that. But what I love about it is we'll be able to do our own lead capture. So whether it's areas that you tell me you want to do, maybe we create our own lead rotation. Maybe we, in our own team channel, I'll say, hey, we have a buyer interested in this, and you guys tell me if you're available, much like our lead channel in Active Realty. So give some thought to that. No knee-jerk reactions. Really put some thought into it and come up with your thoughts and questions on how you see the lead distribution. In the beginning, I have no way of knowing how many leads we're going to get. Doesn't matter whether we get 1 or 10 or 50. We will get them. Our website will look amazing. We'll be sharing this with our friends and family and clients and potential clients. So bring your questions and uh, let's address those. So right now, initial comments that you have?
I like that idea, and maybe some sort of a rotating thing with leads. That way we all get them, but I like it. I think that it's gonna definitely get us some traditional leads. So
Yeah, I mean, and if it's a super high-end lead like that, maybe want to partner up amongst yourselves, work it together. So um, that's between you guys. I always encourage team collaboration. That's to me, that's the whole, part of what the rationale for being on a team, so that you if one person's not available to show, the other person is, um, so that things get covered. Um, any other comments? So, Glenn, do you have a comment?
No, I think that's a good idea. Just rotating the leads would be good. Zillow one frustrates the hell out of me. Um,
Yeah, well,
I
these
don't
will be
even
our own. So,
I don't even look at Zillow stuff anymore. Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I just had to. Yeah, someone was in our house on 41st Street, and we're starting demo work next week. So I just had to throw all this stuff out and lock the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no,
Kelly, any
that's good.
comments on
I,
the website,
I'll go through
lead?
it, check it out.
Yeah, check it
It's all great. I like it.
out.
When
Okay,
when are we
well,
planning?
the IDX integration, I had to fill out an application with the CRMLS, and I did that on Friday. They are reviewing my application, takes a couple of days. I spoke to JT, he's in full support, so he just has to sign off on it. But in the meantime, while that's happening, our webmaster is working on all we have. I purchased a an elevated WordPress engine capability, which will be able to support a site like this, so that when people are searching, it works fast. They don't have errors, So um, that was $300 for that. Then anyway, whatever. I don't care. I want to do it. I want us to be the best that we can be. And I'm super thrilled that, God brought us to launching at this time, because the market's really strong. And I feel that we'll be able to capitalize on all of our infrastructure, our branding, so that when interest rates do start to rise and the market does start to change, we'll look amazing. We'll have some good um, listings and experience under our belt, to where we'll be able to sustain ourselves when the market changes, and all going towards not relying on Zillow. I've given some thought to that Zillow relationship and what that would look like on the site. Um, I agree with our conversations from last week, in the sense that I think instead of saying, I mean, we can still say we're the exclusive broker partner with Zillow. Zillow trusts us to buy our homes. But I feel that we would just say, have questions about selling to Zillow. We're experts in that area. Contact us you know, for for help with your questions or for more information or something. Yeah. Comments on that?
Perfect. I like it.
Yeah. That way it's the fact that Zillow, you guys know I do all the listing input. I mean, their platform, I'll share with you right now, their bridge platform has changed so much. I'll show it to you. This would be great for you all to see. Okay, so I pushed this property live this morning. Um, so when I go into, it's called Bridge. When I go into Bridge, I start here. So I have these options. And of course, I do active. I adjust the price where needed, property subtype. It's connected to their property ID. They have their own identification number, then an address, all of that. Schools, I'm the person that looks up the school. I input every single one of these. Neither here nor there, just showing you what they have on their platform. And I do the data entry. So this does not self propagate. These are physical things that I enter. Lot, square feet, any kind of view, city, mountain, water, waterfront properties, far and few between, your built, stories. But what I want to show you is I input all these features just like I do in the MLS. But this is new. What just started last week was
MLS
subdivision,
features, right?
subdivision name is new. This the public remarks, the listing description has always been there, but it was different. They referred to it as the property description. Now, because they're integrated into the MLS, so what's happening now is they've created public remarks just like they have in MLS. They've created private remarks, which would be the same private remarks that I put in the MLS. They now have space for showing instructions. So I'm not instructed to fill these in right now, but I promise you in the future I will be. And they're going to be showing the entire listing on Zillow. What does this mean? It means that it's just taking away the power of the MLS. And it means that our website and everything that we're doing to grow our own branding and our own business and do whether we call it Zillow consulting or you have questions about selling to Zillow, ask us first. It's just going to make that even more important. So Zillow's not going away. So we need to use it to our advantage, and we are. So,
Hey, Susan, off subject. Did you have any luck with Robert? Did he any movement on that price, or did your other investors want to purchase that property?
so Robert did sign a formal listing agreement. He did sign 2 single party show agreements. I have one of the 2 other potential buyers want to see the property tomorrow, and he wants to wait a week. I do feel that he is going to sell, but he wants to be 95% sure before he shows it anymore, so that he doesn't waste more of anybody's time, including yours, mine, the buyers. So he wants to do some due diligence one more week. He's considering moving to Florida. And so I gave him a valuation summary letter of my opinion on his property and the current market conditions. And he's talking to some people in Florida, like builder and things like that. So bottom line is I will know more next week where we stand on showing the other 2 potential buyers. Personally, I would prefer to sell it cash off market rather than go on market. So
Yeah, can you give Jairus first refusal? Like when they come with an offer, just let us know. I'm trying to hang on to him now. He's gone cold again. He just called. We just had a good conversation. I'm just trying to keep hold of them, to show them more stuff, even if this don't work out. But if you guys do make an offer on your side, let us know. That's he wants to know.
Yeah, I'll give you first right of refusal or first opportunity to counter if it's higher than what they're offering.
He's on 1,250 right now.
Yeah,
So
but if we have solid buyers that really want it and the wife really wants it and we do a sunset showing, he might change his mind. So,
all right.
and and Brandy's off market should be ready to show next week, Brandy. I think we
Yeah.
should let him start seeing it after next week.
Yeah, and
After
also
this week.
don't know if you have any buyers in Santa Ana, the $800,000 range, but another one. This guy has a kind of weird situation, so it'd probably be more. I don't know. It'd probably be easier for him with it being off market, but keep your
How
eyes
many
open.
bedrooms?
It has 5.
Ooh, I have someone.
It's a big house. It's just
That's what
kind
I
of
need.
in bad condition.
Oh, it's in
So
bad condition?
well, like not bad, but it just he said his father-in-law is in the process of moving out. So he said if you were to come in right now, you would think that it's like a hoarder's house. He said, but we're not hoarders at all. So this is why he doesn't want anyone to come over. And I was like, that's okay. Like we have a buyer, blah blah blah. So yeah. So if you do, I'll actually show you the previous MLS photos, and you can like look at those and see if it'll work for your buyer. But if we have someone, that would be excellent
Yeah,
because I
We're
was
in
really trying to get
that'd be
this in
fine.
a
Yeah,
real
send them over. I have 2 clients that are looking for that kind of price range. And
perfect.
Santa Ana, Brandy.
Oh, I don't even know Santa Ana, so I'm terrible, but I can find out for you.
No,
But
what's
it's
the
on
address? I'll
Ross.
look it up right now.
It's on Ross. 1 second. Let me get the address for you.
Yeah,
I'll just
just
black the
I'll look
address.
it up.
It's 3610 Ross.
Okay. Okay, so it's gonna be MacArthur Boulevard near Doubletree Hotel.
oh yeah, it's by the South Coast Plaza, right?
Yeah, it's over there.
Kelly,
Oh
it's
my gosh,
actually four bed, 3 bath, 1900 square feet.
that's perfect.
Oh my gosh, awesome. When do your buyers want to come by so I can schedule an appointment?
Well, I have 2 different buyers. Can you send me what the MLS, what it used to be, and I'll send it to them?
Let me see. Should we show it to them or should we just take them to it?
I think because it's a sister, they would want to see what it looks like first, and then they would want to go.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
It looks cute though. It looks like a great area.
He said if you look at the previous listing, and take a look at the photos, it looks exactly like that. I guess he hasn't really done too many upgrades to it. He just said it doesn't look like that right now because all of the stuff. But he was like, if you show them these photos, this is what it still looks like. Like it still looks like this.
Okay. And he wants to come to market at what price?
He wants to sell it for 810, 815. Zillow offered him like 777, I believe, and he was just like, no. And then they told him they wanted like 100,000 in repairs, and he was like, no, like I'd be better off selling it as is, and I should at least be able to get like 810 for it. And Zillow just offered someone else on the street like 860. So, and that house was like remodeled,
Okay.
had a pool, like stuff like that. So the potential is there. His house just probably needs a little bit of work.
I just put it in the
All right,
Slack
sounds
channel
good.
the Zillow
Thank
picture.
you.
There's that
Oh,
estimate is
thanks.
820.
You see, and that's why, because he's like, well, the estimate's 825. Why are you guys offering me 777?
Right. Yeah.
And I told him on the phone that I could definitely get 815 for him. So if you want to run that by your buyers and see.
Okay, great. So Kelly, while you're unmuted, tell us about your closing you had last week.
I can't. I'm driving and there's a cop behind me, and there's nothing much to really tell.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, next time we hop on, I want everyone to share their success stories. I know we've kind of been on for an hour already. I did record this meeting Glenn, and everybody, I recorded it. Michelle is definitely on the team. She signed all her contracts, and she had a class today. It's one of her last classes, so she will be with us in the future. I may do a quick meeting later this week just to touch base on successes and stuff and anything you guys want to get Michelle involved with. So, Kelly, I want you to get Michelle involved with listening in on some of your calls. Brandy, I would like for you to connect with Michelle on the Mojo Dialer system. Each of you, I would like for you to highlight one farm area that you would like for Michelle to make calls in to get listings for you. So, Glenn, if that's your own community, or Shady Canyon, Kelly, if that's whatever, I'm going to have her um, call my own community. So I know that we need to get her a script and all of that, but want to get those going as soon as possible. Okay, it's listing season, and our goal is to get listings.
Can you, Susan? Can you select the contact details for the flyers for our community again?
They're pinned to the channel. It's Matt Curry.
Matt Curry.
Yeah, so if you go to our pinned items,